important for anyone pregnant, things of that sort. Um, so mercury you would get from your regular fish oils. Because it's all herbal, we have pomegranate, avocado, ahi flower, and all of these are incredible herbs. When using together, this is all in full spectrum, which basically just means that we're not taking a piece of it here and there. We're using it all together. That is synergetically making all the wonderful, great things happen. So if you think of it like an herbal tincture, if you've ever had those, that's basically what you're getting in our Mega X. What that means on top of all of that is that we have omegas 3, 6, 9, 5, and 7. 3 and 6 is what you're normally going to hear about, but 5, 7, and 9 are not commonly heard of. They're incredible for balancing out your blood sugar as well as your skin. So people with skin issues, rosacea, things of that sort, this would be good for them to take in addition to our collagen or Giome products. Basically, the claims are that it makes our brain, our heart healthy, and also helps to reduce overall stress. Having a thriving brain and a thriving heart is obviously not a bad thing. Omega-3 is basically our anti-inflammatories. 95% of our pain is from inflammation. So when omega-3 breaks down into the EPA and DHA, it suppresses inflammation, promotes healing, protects against cellular damage, and is super important for overall brain. If you think of it, it's going to help us to retain all of the information, creating new pathways in the brain via neuroelasticity, which is really great for folks with ADHD or focus issues. So when people come to you and they're like, well, I have ADHD, what do you have for that? Edge is great, but this is probably even better. Omega-6 is basically the balance of the omega-3. Our bodies need to have both to have the anti-inflammatory, and then as the omega-6, that's going to come in and help the body learn to deal with the inflammation responses. So when your body needs it and it says, okay, it's time to heal, that part of that is going to kick into place for you. So it's kind of like where we have that like muscle retention or whatever it is that is called muscle memory. That's what your omega-6 is going to do. So when you have people who are coming to you saying, I want overall gut health, general nutrition, things of that sort, they're obviously thinking they're multivitamin, but the Mega X is going to be the next best thing for them. I have noted here, and I'm going to just say it's noted, and I don't know enough about our original X Factor that has the aloe. I really wanted to get more information on that, but I ran out of time today. But noted is Mega X, when paired with the OG X Factor that has freeze dried aloe, it makes your fat solubles over 300% more absorbable, which basically means that you're absorbing in more of those omegas, taking in better nutrition, vitamins, things of that sort. I have also noted here that the Mega X is best at bedtime when the digestion is at our slowest for the best absorption. So when you have folks that come to you with health concerns of brain fog, ADHD, lack of focus, sleep, inflammation, immune support, balancing out blood sugar, skin issues, stress reducers, put Omega X or put Mega X on that list for them to be able to choose from. So that's Mega X. Then we had training early on about the ProBio 5 and the Bio Cleanse, being that the ProBio 5 is basically our weed killer. That's going to get rid of all of that bad bacteria. The Bio Cleanse is going to be what's flushing that out. If you think of probiotics as seeds in our body helping to protect things, what makes the Vital Biome special in these strands are really shown to get in and attach to the gut lining. So you can actually take your Vital Biome in addition to your ProBio. What's different about Vital Biome is it has the first 2 strands in it, and I'm probably going to butcher these names because I'm not good at this. But if you ever research the first 2 strands, you'll see that they always come up together. Lactobacillus helivictus, or R0052, is what is basically, I have and noted with bacteria longum, which is the R0175. So these two together are what help our overall moods and regulating of that. There's tons of clinical studies, if you really wanted to dig into the research that have been done over in Europe for people who have depression and anxiety. If you've ever gone to the doctor and filled out those scale forms 1 to 5, like, are you feeling like you don't want to get out of bed? And are you feeling like, you know, you can't breathe because of your anxiety, things of that sort, you know, that there's those scale charts. Basically what they are, they're just number based. And so in the studies that they've done, you know, the people had basically completed the forms, were given these 2 specific strands, redid their scale 30 days later and saw a significant decrease in the number of their scale from anxiety and depression. So that is huge, because when they're doing testing and things of that sort on humans of any kind, scientists and things of that sort, using the word significant is not used unless it's actually very, very true. So it's great for folks who have mood disorders, extreme stress situation, it basically helps arm and defend us for when we possibly get into a very stressful situation. Our bodies are able to adapt and handle it better. I myself have suffered from extreme anxiety forever and ever and ever. And there's times prior to Plexus when I thought I was having like a 3-day long heart attack because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And ultimately it was my body's response to the stress. So there's some other strands in there, Bacillus colonius, I don't know, MTCC 5856 is what it's called. And that is really, really a great probiotic strand that's helpful for people who suffer from IBS in the diarrhea form. This strand is shown to significantly help those to not have to be running to the bathroom so frequently. So that's also something to keep in mind. If you have someone who has IBS diarrhea form, Vital Bile should be on their list of options. And then Bifidobacterium lactis, which is the B105. This is like the big one. This specific strand is what gets down and goes past that stomach bile, and it can break through the stomach acid where it can actually continue to be absorbed within the stomach. Probiotics are super, super delicate organisms, and stomach acid can be very frequent, or it says can very frequently kill off these things. This strand specifically is also really, really incredible to stabilize during and after antibiotics. And if you've ever done any type of rabbit hole research on antibiotics, it wreaks havoc on the body. You do not want to take it as long as you don't have to. Find another way. So this is the one strand that can actually continue to maintain good gut bacteria while that antibiotic is killing off all the other bacteria in your body. It overall helps to improve and stimulate our immune system. So if you know of anybody who has a weakened immune system, or elders, things of that sort, this would be really, really, really good for them. So basically it's treating, it's protecting, and it's healing. So that is what I have for Vital Biome. You would think in all day long, the notes that I took, this wouldn't be 10 minutes worth of talking, but here we are. Okay, so X Factor Plus. This is one of my favorites because there's so many things that people don't know about such, I don't know, simple parts of this vitamin. Our X Factor Plus is amazing because it's a fully methylated multivitamin. What that means is that it is going to help your body best absorb the nutrients. Full methylation, it's a high potency. It should be treated like a prenatal. Definitely take it with food or at bedtime if you don't suffer the consequences of nausea or potential vomiting. So heads up on that. Full methylation is important for the body, like I said, for best proper absorption of the nutrients. Especially those who have gene mutations on the MTHFR. If you don't know what that is, do some research on DuckDuckGo, not on Google. It's some answered. It basically means that the vitamins are in their most active state. So the rate of what they are actually being absorbed into the body is much greater than any unmethylated form that you're going to get, like as over the counter, things of that sort, any CVS Target. You're not going to get something that's fully methylated. It also contains a folate acid instead of a folic. So if you don't know what the difference of that is, folate is the natural form of our vitamin B9. You can get that in any types of foods like spinach, things of that sort, while a folic acid is synthetic and it's no good for us. Also, especially if you are gene mutated on MTHFR. Gene mutation on that basically means that you can't detox properly like other human forms basically. And the way that the body absorbs is much slower than anybody who doesn't have that gene mutation. So the synthetic form folic is actually also not good for folks who have increased blood levels. So if you know of somebody who has like a high blood pressure, things of that sort, like you want to make sure, even if they're not going to take our X factor, something they do need to know is to steer clear from folic acid, and doctors will prescribe it. So there's that. All right. So if you think of our body like an automobile combustion engine, right? And the vitamins are the spark plugs. You have a fairly good idea of how these actually work for us. The spark plug is the energy, is what helps energize and regulate the metabolism. It's keeping us tuned up and functioning at a high performance. I noted in here too, there's so many different types of vitamins that are in here, like the vitamin A, C, D, E, K, like do some research on that if you really want to dig into it. I also have a really great video too. She digs into a little bit of basically what I've noted here, and I'll explain to you as well. But we could go on this for hours. So K1 and K2 are in our X factor, and that ultimately helps preventing internal bleeding, hemorrhages, reducing of production of excess menstrual flow. So anybody who's like, how the heck do I get my body like more regulated? X factor plus for them. It helps in reducing the risk of insulin resistance and helps protect overall bone loss after menopause. It can also help in preventing cardiovascular disease. So K1 and K2 are super, super important to us. We also have zinc in our X factor, which is really incredible for our immune system. It was one of the things that was highly recommended during all of the COVID craziness, like take your extra zinc. If you think of that kind of like the traffic director in our body, it helps to oversee the flow of all of the processes and helps with the maintenance of the enzymes and cells. It helps with collagen production. It helps with the formation of insulin and helps proper concentration of different vitamins in the blood. Basically helps muscles contract and not contract, things of that sort. So we have some really, really, really incredible things on our list. I know that the X Factor Plus has been super incredible for those who have thyroid issues, things of that sort. If you do some searching either through the back office, go to the YouTube channels, check into the GrowCo or any of the testimony pages that we have out there, X Factor Plus is one of those that really help to reduce or at least balance out crazy thyroid numbers. That's all that I have.
That was so interesting. I just learned so many new things.
Really?
So
these are my favorite, like my three favorite. They're always being sent with the custom package to have like people choose. And ultimately, like if weight loss is one of them, I'm going for, meta burn or balance, things of that sort. But always my top three that I'm sending.
Crazy. That was so interesting. Okay. And you said Amy was going to speak. Do you want to introduce?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have asked Amy Wozniak to hop on. I do know she's driving. You may not see her, but she will hop on and speak a quick testimony because I know I took up a bunch of time in regards to these products that she's taking as well.
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Yes, driving my daughter home from dance, but So like you said, that X Factor is always your go-to for people. Vital Biome for me is the second I hear stress, I'm like, listen, I got something for that. As far as the Vital Biome goes, when I first started taking it about a month ago, right? Once it got into my system, I felt so much better. And sleep was always anxiety driven. Where at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was waking up. I was like, I cannot sleep. My mind is going 1,000 miles an hour. As a mom, right, we're thinking about what we're making from dinner to having to go grocery shopping, how we're going to get this kid to dance and this one to hockey and everything else that's going on. And I got to a point about a week ago where I said to my other half, I said to him, if I'm continuing to feel this way come December, I absolutely am going to talk to my physician about weaning off of my anxiety pills, because I don't have that constant angst anymore of feeling like that. And it's kind of crazy that I've been on sertraline now for probably 3 years. And it has not given me the same kind of feeling that I got from the Vital Biome. So that is definitely my go-to. I love that one. Another thing I wanted to say though too, that I didn't realize was kind of a big deal with the X Factor. X Factor does not contain iron, which a lot of our, like, it shouldn't be in a multivitamin supplement. And I've actually had 2 people reach out to me that are definitely more on the holistic side, and they were very impressed with the fact that our potent multivitamin contained the folate and not the folic, and also that it did not contain the iron, because we really shouldn't be adding an iron supplement to our diet. I haven't really researched that too much, but I did want to point that out, that it was not included, and I guess that is kind of a big deal. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's all I really have to say. I take both of them. And the other thing too with the X Factor, I've always had to take a gummy vitamin because my stomach just could not tolerate taking a actual multivitamin. And so with X Factor being as potent as it is, I was petrified that I was going to end up getting sick from it. And so when I first started taking X Factor, I took it at night, and I also took it, I only took one. I didn't take the recommended dose because I was nervous I was going to get sick. And I've never had an issue even having a queasy belly with it. And now I'm up to like 2, and I don't have any issues at all. So another thing, I guess, for me.
Thank you for sharing, Amy.
Anytime.
Awesome. Well, I think we all learned something tonight, or like 25 things. And I'm excited to go take my vitamins tonight now. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to feel amazing when I just go pop these pills before bed. I always take my X Factor at bedtime because it will make me throw up. Like, if I've taken it in the morning before, and I will never do that again. I will not make that mistake. It really is like, if you guys have had prenatal vitamins, like that same nauseous feeling that you get when you used to take those. Yeah, so I take it at bedtime. But thank you so much, Diane and Amy, for sharing. I don't get energy from it. No. So Kim, I think Kim just asked that, but no. Oh, good. It seems like that's something that I think everybody should have in their subscription or on some type of order. Especially during this season right now with sick season and cold season, and kids are really germy and stuff like that. Just keeping healthy. I don't know. But thank you guys again so much. I'll keep you posted on that Facebook page. We can start shouting each other out in there, fun things, whatever's going on. And other than that, I will see you next Tuesday. Ha!